Wanted to give you a couple of facts. The American Academy of Dermatology estimates that 1 in 5 Americans will get skin cancer in their lifetime. And staggering odds. Texas is one of the top 5 states of new cases of melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer. Some 3,400 cases were expected in 2014. So I have a couple of guests with me this morning. This is Dr. Matthew Fox all the way over on the other side of the desk. He's a Seton dermatologist. And we also have a skin cancer survivor with us this morning, Danielle Parsons, to talk about what she went through and maybe what we should be looking for the importance of getting screened. So guys, thank you so much for being with us this morning. May, a very important month.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having us.
Of course.
We're happy to be here and increase awareness about skin cancer. May is a good time to get screened for anyone who has a history of skin cancer, a family history of skin cancer, and who's had a lot of sun exposure, so thank you for having us.
Do you expect people to get screened about once a year? Would this be the #1 time of the year to do it, or should they be getting screened more often than that?
You know, it really depends on a person's own risk factors. So someone who's had a lot of sun, who works outside, anyone with a family history should probably be screened at least once a year.
Okay.
Certainly anyone with a spot that's changing or bleeding or causing concern should get it checked. But you know, otherwise it's kind of a case-by-case basis.
All right, so now that you said if it's changing, if it's colored, I've heard a couple of different parameters if you're looking at a spot on your skin. And Danielle, I want to know how you caught it, but what are some of the things that people should be looking for if they think a spot on their bodies is changing?
So anything that stands out from the crowd, so if someone has a lot of spots and one looks different, a spot that's changed at all in terms of color, size, anything that becomes symptomatic, so it becomes itchy or it starts bleeding, anything like that is a reason to get it checked.
So even a small mole, if you start to see these changes, you should likely get it checked out. And of
Absolutely.
course, we're saying that May is the month to do it. So Danielle, what did you notice? Did you notice that it was a new spot or that it was a changing spot?
Mine was actually a current mole, and it was getting bigger, and it had 2 different colors in it. And my mom actually works in healthcare, and she had told me what to look out for. And so right when I saw it, I went and got it looked at, and it was actually melanoma, and it was very early stage, so
Wow.
It totally healed, but thank God I got it screened early, or it could be different.
So did you have to have it completely removed?
Yes, I had to have a surgery to get it removed, and then the tissue underneath it as well.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But you obviously had the most perfect setup because you had a family member working in healthcare telling you all of the things to look for.
Yes, so I already knew that, so I'm really lucky.
So does this mean that you're going to be checking yourself more often, going in more than once a year from here on out?
Yes, every 6 months from now until I die, I have to go.
Oh.
But it's
Staying on
worth
top
it.
of it,
Yes.
though, right? And I think something that's difficult, especially for younger folks, is that we want to look tan. And so what would you suggest? What's at least the minimum SPF that you would say if we're walking out the door, we should have this on hand?
It's a great question, and tan is really a protective response of our body to ultraviolet radiation, and so I usually recommend an SPF 30 or higher,
Okay.
a sunscreen that has broad spectrum coverage, meaning it'll block both the A and the B rays of the sun, and then really any sunscreen only works if you put it on, so you just have to put it on, and if you're out for a while, reapply it.
And this comes up, it seems like every single year, whether or not sunscreen is really waterproof. Is there a good water resistant that we should be sticking with? I'm sure at this point everybody knows that you can't just put it on once and be done for the day. What would you suggest?
There's different products that have sort of more water resistance or waterproof properties, but I think if you're out swimming or really getting a good workout in or running at the lake or something, it's probably a good idea to reapply after something like that.
Okay, all right, get in the pool, get back out, reapply again. Danielle would probably say the same, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Dr. Fox, Danielle, thank you guys so much for being with us this morning, and just a reminder, always put that sunscreen on. Here's even a free cancer screening you just saw it pop up on your screen there. We're going to have details for you on KXAN.com.